Despite government advice, a growing number of parents are pulling their kids out of the classrooms, with many schools also taking matters into their own hands and shutting down.
Gregory Whitby is from the Catholic Education Diocese of Parramatta in Sydney's West, and he joins us now. Greg, good morning to you. You are responsible for tens of thousands of students. What decisions are you making?
We've approached this with common sense and worked with our school communities. They know how to deal with these things, and the communities are really coming together. And we're giving timely, concise and precise advice to all our school communities so they can take action. I think we've reached a stage, though, that the question's not if. The question now has to be when. We've got schools that are down by at least a third, and if I listen to the press today, they're getting more and more. One or two more outbreaks in schools, parents are voting with their feet. So the issue for us is to avoid the fear and panic and make sure that they know we are in control of this. We have in place already ways that we can look after those students while they're not at school, virtual and online learning. We have teams working on those sorts of things. But ultimately, it's going to be the community pulling together that will get everyone through.
Well, Ms. Carr was just pointing out there, you're responsible for tens of thousands of students. You're talking about moving to online classrooms eventually. You can look after, you've got enough resources there to be able to teach all kids from home. Is that what you're saying?
Not all, but I think we could say we could give everybody some online instruction. Full-blown video conferencing, no. And there are a whole range of issues that we need to deal with around that now, that we're talking about getting very intrusive and going into homes. We're developing protocols around that. But we can guarantee that we can electronically talk to all our students. That will then come in varying degrees, because obviously in the year groups up from 11 to 12, we might need greater emphasis. It's going to require more bandwidth. We're in discussions with our providers on those sorts of issues. We're doing that, and we want to give the certainty to the parents that we can look after them.
The difficulty is obviously going to be if parents have the latitude to be able to stay home and look after their kids. But what you're saying is effectively you're developing as fast as you can protocols in order to continue teaching kids whilst they're at home. It's not, and you just said it then to yourself, you said it's not a matter of if but when. When is when?
Look, I would expect in the next few days, just listening to the headlines that you've said and hear what's happened around globally, you know, France ordering everybody home. If we get one or two cases in our schools again, I think then it's a matter we just need to address immediately. So I just want the parents to know that we're doing the back-end stuff behind the scenes to make sure that when that happens, we'll be able to look after the students. That's where we need to focus our energies. We respect the public health advice, that's good, but it's only getting worse, and it's not going to get better in the short term. So I think it just means to be sensible and say, let's focus our energies now on supporting and how we can contribute our part. If you're going to close pubs and clubs, it makes a bit of a nonsense that, you know, schools stand alone there. And I really respect and understand the issues that puts on parents who are involved in public health and those sorts of things. But I want to stress, in talking to our schools and their communities, the communities will gather together and help us through that. That's the only way we'll beat it.
Yeah, well, Greg, you know, certainly trying times, and well done you for being on the front foot. We really appreciate your time this morning.